This video is for Math 6, and it is going to cover percents and fractions. So we will see percents turning them into fractions, fractions turning them into percents, as well as solving percent problems. So let's go ahead and get started. So our first set of directions say to write the percent as a fraction or mixed number in simplest form. So simplest form is our important piece here. So we're going to go and get started with our first problem. We've got 26%. So the thing we have to remember about percents is that they are always out of 100. No matter what, it doesn't matter how big or small the percent is, it's always going to be out of 100. So that's our first step. We're going to take that 26%, put it out of 100. And then once that is done, we have to decide if we can simplify. So here I notice that both 26 and 100 are even numbers. So I know that I can simplify these by 2. So I'm going to divide both numerator and denominator by 2. 26 divided by 2 gives me 13. 100 divided by 2 gives me 50. And at this point, there's no other common factor that can go into both 13 and 50 besides 1, which wouldn't do anything. So our final answer is 13/50. Our second problem is a number that's above 100. But again, like I said in the beginning, it does not matter how large or small your percent is. It's always still going to be out of 100. So we're going to take this 110 and we're going to divide it or put it over 100. And now we need to see if we can divide to simplify. So both of these end with 0. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by 10. And so 110 divided by 10 gives me 11. 100 divided by 10 gives me 10. And here we're done simplifying by dividing, but our directions say mixed numbers if possible. So here we're going to change 11/10 into a mixed number, and that's going to be 1 and 1/10. Our third value is going to be 15%. So again, like I said in the beginning, put percents out of 100. So 15 out of 100. And then we need to see if we can divide to simplify. Here, both these numbers end with either 5 or 0. We can divide by 5. So 15 divided by 5 gives me 3. And then 100 divided by 5 gives me 20. Again, no other common factor besides 1. So we are finished with that problem as well. So our next slide says to write the fraction as a percent. So basically it's backwards of what we just did for those 3 problems. So our first number is 16/20. Now when we're turning our fractions into percents, we want to see if we can multiply by some number to get our denominator to be 100. Because again, percents are always out of 100. So if we can get that denominator to be 100, then whatever our numerator's value is, that's our percentage. So I'm looking at 16/20, and I realize that I can multiply 20 by 5 to get 100, which means I also have to multiply my 16 by 5. So when I'm multiplying by 5 here, I get the denominator that I want of 100. And then when I take 16 and multiply that by 5, I should get 80, which in this case, since all of our percentages are always out of 100, that means this is 80%. And we finished our problem. You want to look to see if you can get your denominator to be 100 by multiplying by a certain number. If we can do that, that's great. Take that first step. If not, we would then have to divide our 16 by 20, and we would get a decimal, and we'd have to change that decimal into a percent. So we're hoping that our denominators can be turned into 100. So our second problem is 3 1/4. So we have a mixed number here. So what we can do is actually turn that into an improper fraction. The way we do that is we take our denominator, multiply it by our whole number, and then add that value to the numerator, keeping the denominator the same. We've got 4 times 3, which is 12, plus 1, which is 13, over 4. So we've turned that into an improper fraction. Now I'm going to look to see, can I turn my denominator, which in this case is 4, into 100 by multiplying? And again, in this case, I can. I'm going to multiply both numerator and denominator, so both top number and bottom number, by 25. So when I do that, I get 4 times 25, which gives me 100, which is what we wanted. Then we have to take our 13 and multiply that by 25. So that's a little bit of a bigger number. We end up getting 325, which again, whatever number is out of 100, that is our percentage. So this is 325%. Our last problem for this section is 3/10. So we don't have a mixed number. We can just look to see, can we turn our denominator into 100 by multiplying? Yes, we can. We are going to multiply both numerator and denominator by 10. So I get 10 times 10, which is our denominator of 100. Again, that is always our goal. And then our numerator, 3 times 10 is 30. So our last step is to turn that into a percentage. So this is 30%. So writing fractions as percents, the main goal is to get your denominator to be 100, and then your numerator is going to be that percentage value. So let's go ahead and continue. We're going to be solving a couple percent problems. So the big thing that we talked about with percent problems is our proportion. We've got the proportion is over of is equal to percent over 100. So we came in already knowing that percents are out of 100. Our new piece is that is over of. So we really need to break down our problem and figure out which numbers match up with the is, which number matches up with the of. So our first problem says 30% of 45 is what number? So when I read that problem, I'm going to start with circling my percentage. I got 30%. I'm going to box off my of. So I've got of 45. And then I'm going to put a little squiggle under is. Is what number? So here, my unknown is my is. It doesn't give me the value. It's asking what that value is. So that's going to be where we put our variable. So if I have is, which is the unknown, it's going to be x over my of, which here is 45. And we're going to set that equal to our percentage, which is 30 out of 100. Now, once we've got that proportion set up, we're going to use what we call the shoelace method, which is when we're multiplying diagonally. So we're going to do x times 100, which gives us 100 times x. And then we're going to do 30 times 45 to get our other side of this equation. And we should get 1,350. So then at this point, it's turned into a one-step equation, something we did a while back. So we need to get our x by itself. So it is a multiplication problem. We need to divide by 100 to get x alone. So again, we're going to divide by 100 here. We get x by itself. We have to do 1,350, divide that by 100. And once we do that long division, 100 goes into 135 one time. We're left with 35, bring down our 0, and go in 3 times. We've got 50 as our remainder, so we need to add a decimal and a 0, drop down the 0, and 100 can go into 500 5 times. So here, our answer should be 13.5. Our next question says 24% of 80 is what number? So again, I've got my 24%. I'm going to box off my of, and I'm going to put a little squiggle underneath is. So again, I'm going to set up that same proportion. We've got is, which is the unknown, over my of, which is 80, is equal to my 24%, which is 24 over 100. So again, we're going to use that shoelace method, multiplying diagonally. We're going to do x times 100, which again is 100 times x. And we've got 24 multiplied by 80. And that we get 1,920. So again, one-step equation. We need to get x all by itself. So we are going to divide by 100, divide by 100. And we get x alone. We're taking our 1,920. We do long division here. We do that same process as we did before up on this first problem. We are again going to get a decimal, but again, it ends very nicely. So you should end up getting 19.2. 2 as your answer there, 19.2. Our last type of problem is still a percent problem, but here we're missing a different value. So we're still using the idea is over of is equal to percent over 100. That's still staying here. But now instead of not knowing the is, we don't know the of. We've got 35%. We're in a box of what number? That's the unknown. Is 105. So we're going to set up the same proportion, just our numbers are going to be in slightly different spot. So we've got is 105, of is the unknown, so that's going to be x, is equal to 35%, which is 35 over 100. Just like the last two problems, we're going to do our shoelace method in order to solve for our variable. So 35 times x gives me 35 times x, nothing new there. And then 105 multiplied by 100, we get 10,500. So these numbers seem really big, but we got to remember that we're dividing here. So we're going to divide by 35. So our number is going to get a little bit smaller. So we are left with x, and we need to now do 10,500 divided by 35. So if we took 10,500 and divided that by 35, we did that long division, we'd have to see how many times 35 went into 105, which in this case is 3, which gives us 105. And then we've got these leftover zeros that if we continued that long division process, we'd end up having to put up top. So our x here should equal 300. So we've got one more problem like this. It says 140% of what number is 35. So I circled my percentage, boxed off my of, and put a little squiggle underneath my is. So again, I'm going to set up that same proportion. Here my is 35. My of is the unknown, so it's going to be x is equal to 140 over 100. So last time we're going to do this, we are going to do our shoelace method, multiply diagonally. 35 times 100 is 3,500. And then we have that equal to 140 multiplied by x. So again, we are going to draw some railroad tracks, solve for our variable by dividing by 140 on both sides. And that will leave us with just x, which is what we are looking for, which is here, our of the unknown. So if we were to take our 3,500 and we want to divide that by 140. 140 can go into 350 2 times, and we get 280, which is 70 left over. Bring down that 0. 140 can go into 700 5 times. We're left with nothing. So our answer here should be 25. So your x here is 25. So that concludes the video. Please feel free to rewatch any section that you need a little bit more help with, some extra practice with. Look over your graded homework, look over your notes, and good luck studying.